So last week, OpenAI announced Sora.
Yeah.
Why is this a game changer?
Okay. So I think Sora is kind of just like one step in the whole process of videos becoming really easy for anyone to make. So if you start back when I started making videos in like 2004, it was really difficult. Even to buy a camera would be expensive. To edit, you'd have to learn Premiere Pro or Final Cut. Then this is actually why TikTok is also a game changer, because you can use the internal app to film on your phone. So with the phone becoming kind of the next step from a professional camera to a phone to editing on CapCut on your phone, which is now easier. Even a lot of people don't do that yet. The next step is you don't even need a phone. You just write a script and it will type it out. So how this is also affecting, I would say, businesses and creators is instead of you having to spend $100 or $500 to get a creator to make a video for you to sell your product, for example, you just give the AI, like, I don't know, a picture of your product and write, I want my product to be basically a TVC, like television commercial level of production for pennies. So it's basically going to change the whole industry. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, it's up for debate, I think. Like, is it good that creators are now basically worthless? In the sense that, obviously, if you have a following, you're worth a lot. I think this also comes into the debate of how TikTok in particular, in China, how they change social media and how they're doing it in the West right now. As we currently speak, it's changing from marketing to sales. So in the past, businesses would put a lot of value on how many views you got, assuming that it would convert to sales, but not knowing, right? They didn't know. It was very hard to track. In fact, there were tons of businesses that came out that were like basically helping you track it, and you'd pay them to be able to track it not accurately. And so what happened in TikTok, I would say in like 2020, 2021, is they came out with TikTok Shop, where, and now basically, if you are not able to make a sale through TikTok in Chinese social media, people know that. They don't care how many followers you have. They don't care how many views you get. They look at your conversion rate. And so in the West, that's currently happening. It's quite interesting because you see like a lot of the creators, the bigger creators, they won't do TikTok Shop because they're like, I charge $10,000 a video. Why would I do a video for commission only and not know how much I'm going to sell? And the smaller creators who's never seen like $1 in their life from ads, they're like, oh, this is a great opportunity. So smaller creators are becoming huge, making more money than bigger creators like overnight, because the big creators are not jumping on board. So the question is, when maybe you don't even need the smaller creators because Sora can create a better video than the bigger creators, the smaller creators. And on a platform like TikTok, where videos are judged by the quality of the video, not the follower, not the amount of followers. So you could have like 10 followers and make 1 million views. Or you could have 1 million followers and make 10 views. So if you have a high quality video, you don't need a huge amount of following to get more views and get more following. So Sora could change all of this. Again, it's already changed in the last 2 years. Is it going to change again with Sora? Up for debate. I don't know. Maybe.
We saw that Will Smith video about a year ago.
yeah.
And how we've advanced to what they released, the actual trailer.
Yeah.
But where's the opportunity then? If I'm a videographer or I'm a content creator, which I am, and I've got quite a sizable following, it's great for the rising stars. Yeah. So what's the advice? I just have to get on board, or
for a creator?
Yeah. And for companies.
Yeah, I would say it's less of helping out creators, apart from like adding B-roll. Like in the past, you would go find YouTube videos, download them, and add it as B-roll. Maybe now you don't need that. You just add it, like use the AI to make high quality B-roll. I think for creators, that's probably the instant usage. For businesses, it's supplying their own account with content without having to purchase it from creators at a high price. So creators are going to lose out on that job, essentially. So, and especially if they're not able to guarantee any sales. If they are a creator that can make sales, then they're not going to get replaced, right? Because people value that person's face. They see that person's face and they want to buy. like a key opinion of sales, right? But the other ones, they might struggle. Yeah.
So you touched on TikTok as well just now, and you've been very successful in the e-commerce realm. So how do you build revenue on TikTok?
So with TikTok Shop, essentially it's like basically like Amazon or Temu, except that TikTok has over 1 million creators that want to make money. So you don't have to. It's not like Amazon where you list a product and if it's a good product, it will sell. You have to make content. So you work with a ton of creators to make videos and reviews about your product, and then hope that one of the videos go viral and people buy it. That's basically what it is. Basically, changing the marketing directly to sales without leaving the platform as a closed loop. Yeah.
And there's clearly a difference with the live streaming market in China, which is well established.
Yeah.
Some would say slightly oversaturated in the last year or so.
Yeah.
Where do you see the opportunities on TikTok with live streaming?
I do think that China is just ahead. I don't think it's going to be much different. I think everyone thinks it's going to be different. I actually think, my opinion is, I think the US version in particular will be better than the Chinese version. Because of my opinion, I think Americans are very creative, and when they do things like production, they do it very well. Much better than the Chinese. Like if you look at any Chinese film in the last 10 years, name one that you think was amazing. Like there's not that many.
I just watched one at the weekend actually, the boxing one. Did you see that one? No.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's worth a watch.
Oh, okay.
And they've incorporated the Rocky theme.
But compared to like Hollywood, and compared to even like YouTube, or compared to, I would even argue TikTok creators are better than Douyin creators. So when it even comes to selling, I think the Americans are gonna take over the quality of selling, the way that they sell, more than the Chinese. And there's also it's a bit of a cultural difference as well. Same in the UK. In America and the UK, people don't like to be sold to as much as the Chinese. You can even see this like in offline stores. In offline stores, people expect a high level of service when you walk in, like, oh, hi sir, what would you like? Does this interest you? In the UK, people don't like that. Generally speaking, if you walk into a shop and people start bugging you, you leave, right?
Yeah, so, I had that in December.
Yeah, so it's the same online. If you walk into a live stream instantly like, oh, I want to sell you this is the deal, it doesn't translate. It's actually, I would say, the biggest problem with Chinese agencies that do it very well in China. When they try and do it in the US, they use the same model, it doesn't work. You have to be much more creative. You have to make it more entertaining, more fun, and then the sales come naturally. So the same as offline. So I think it will be done better in the West, but it's going to be like another 2 or 3 years.
And would you also say it's going to be more sustainable?
I think the same. I think so. In China, and the difference between China and the West mainly isn't online shopping is like less or more. I'd say it's similar. I'm not sure. But in China, live stream shopping is a lot more popular. I believe it's over 50 or 60% of sales on the Chinese version of TikTok is through live stream, whereas in Western countries, it's between 10 and 20%. In Southeast Asia, it's already over 50%. So obviously, Asian cultures accept live stream shopping a lot more easier than Western cultures. But I do think it's just a question of time. It's not an if, it's a when. People, and it's a different culture. And I think the reason for that is, I think it's a difference between a developed and a developing country. In a developing country, you actually want this stuff, right? A lot of the stuff they're selling in a live stream for a really good price, you want. But in the UK, for example, if they were selling, like, perfect example, toilet paper, right? In Southeast Asia, if you have a good price on toilet paper in a live stream, it will keep people there and they will buy the hell out of it. In the UK, that would never happen. People do not lack that product, right? There's a difference between demand. And with different demands come it's much easier to sell certain things, especially cheaper things. Whereas in the West, the demand of the products is more on the higher end products rather than the lower end products. That's already been solved. But the higher end products, will not come in the West for a while, mainly because the brands aren't ready and they don't understand it. So there's an educational part to it as well. So once they reach that level, then people will start taking live stream more seriously. But it's not. It's almost like the opposite in developing countries. Because to sell toilet paper is a lot easier than to sell LV bags. But yeah, so that, I think that's the difference.
If you love the Panda Profits and you watch this channel, please show some Panda love and become a part of the growing number of viewers on this channel that have hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot, and the bigger the channel, the bigger the gets.